Good morning, students. It's Rushi sir. Today we are going to see the third chapter from Honeycomb, and the name of the chapter is Gopal and the Hilsa Fish. This is a comic. It's a simple story, but it has been told in the form of pictures or through pictures. So here, let's see the story. There are 6 pages of the story. We will divide the chapter into 2 parts. First 3 pages we will complete in first part, and remaining 3 in second part. So here, have you ever read a comic book? Yes, you must have read many comics book like Panchatantra's stories, Akbar Birbal stories, Chota Bhim, Chotu, Patlu, Motu, just like that. Many stories are there, and small children they like to read such stories there. And the main purpose and advantage of such comics that small children get attracted towards it, and they try to read it, they try to imagine, they try to think about the pictures, and in some boxes uh, some descriptions have been given regarding the pictures there, and from that it's really interesting to understand, and it's very effective way to make someone understand in a very simple way. So here you must have read many comics there. A comic book contains stories told mainly through pictures, and I have told you very clearly. Here, comic books, their stories are there, just like other chapters and stories, but it's mainly through pictures has been narrated and has been presented there. So we can clearly observe in the first picture there is a river or water, we can understand. There some people they are catching some fish there, and see here in box description about the picture has been given there. From that we can understand very clearly by seeing the pictures up to particular limit or up to particular extent we can have some imagination about that, but we are not sure whether the whatever we are thinking about that the same thing is there or not. After reading only we can understand what was the exact picture there. So it was the season for Hilsa fish. Fishermen could think of nothing but Hilsa fish. Yes, so in that particular period, Hilsa fish must be available in that particular source of water, and that's why people must be thinking about the Hilsa fish, and that may be very good, delicious in the taste. People must be very fond of that fish, and in that particular period, people always they keep talking about the Hilsa fish. So in the second picture here we will see it's a scene of market, that fishermen they are selling the fish there, other customers they are also asking something. Here in this picture we can understand very clearly. So fishmongers sold nothing but hilsa fish. Fishmongers mean the fish seller, so they sold nothing but hilsa fish. So when there is a season of something, no, the people would like to keep those things only, so that they will get customers and all the things, they will get good profit from that. So come buy, the price of hilsa is down today. Come buy, the price of hilsa is down today. And of course when you go to the market, people by calling, by telling something, they will try to attract the customers there. And here in the same way the uh, here fisherman is doing the same thing. He is just telling people to come, and the price of hilsa is down today. And customers they don't have to pay so much amount to buy the hilsa fish there. That's why so he was making people aware about the things that. So here in the third picture we will see that one lady, one person, they are talking about something. We can understand from the picture that there is a fish in his hand there, So we understand this much, but when we read about what is there in the picture in these boxes, then we can get a very clear idea about it. So householders could talk of nothing but hilsa fish. Mean the people, general common people in the houses also they are talking about the hilsa fish only. Whether they are talking to the member of the family, whether they are talking to the neighbors, they would only talk about the hilsa fish. The main topic or the subject of their discussion is hilsa fish. See, here the lady is asking to that person, how much did you pay for that hilsa? When the lady saw someone that has the hilsa fish, very curiously she asked that, how much did you pay for that hilsa fish? You won't believe it if I told you. And the person says that you would not believe if I tell you, or if I have told you, no, so you will not believe it. So in a very cheap rate he must have got it. That's why very he was also very excited to tell this, that you would not believe it. And now see what's happened in the next picture. Here the king, we can see very well, his courtiers are there, they are also talking something, that someone is very surprised or very shocked. So we can understand very clearly the king is also very angry. Then what is the exact situation there, we can understand by reading this. And in the palace too the courtiers could discuss nothing but hilsa fish. I mean the member of the court, they were also talking continuously about the hilsa fish only, and this is the reason the king got angry. See what is there. Your Majesty, you should have seen the huge hilsa I caught. It was. And they are talking, they are telling there that I have caught very huge fish there, and you should have seen that. You must have seen that. So, very excited people were there, the courtiers were there, and they were just simply were talking about the hilsa fish. That's why here we can understand very clearly that the king now was very angry that continuously people are talking about the hilsa fish, whether there is a place of market or in the court, wherever he goes there everyone is talking about the hilsa fish only. That's why the king got annoyed of this situation, he got angry. And now in the next picture, see king seems very angry there. Stop it, stop it mean what? Talking about the hilsa fish. In the next picture also, are you a courtier or a fisherman? So he asked one question, are you a courtier, a member of this court, or a fisherman? When a fisherman is selling fish, he is talking, he is telling something about fish, that is okay, that is understood, that he has to sell and he has to earn money from that. But being a courtier, the member of the court, you should not discuss continuously about the fish. They must be having some other important work, but people of the court or the member of the court or the courtiers, they are just simply spending and wasting their time in talking about hilsa fish. And the king got angry because of this continuous discussion. So in the next picture, let's see what is there. So when the king got angry and scolded to his courtiers, see some of the people know, they were very sad that the king scolded them. And see the courtier fell silent with downcast eyes. The king felt guilty, and when the king scolded the courtiers there, now they were very upset, and they fell silent with downcast eyes. I mean they just down their eyes there and remain very silent before the king. And definitely they must have been felt so sorry for that, as the king scolded, but afterward immediately king realized his mistake, and he felt very guilty that he should not have scolded them in that way. And then afterward, see here, the king started to apologize. I'm sorry, I lost my temper. It is the season for hilsa fish and no one. So, and no one mean what? That we will see in the next picture here. So, he said that I'm so sorry. I lost my temper. I got angry. It is the season for hilsa fish that I know, but no one is mm, uh, mm, everyone is here talking about the hilsa fish only. No one can stop them. Here, this no one, it means no one can stop the people from talking the hilsa fish, talking about the hilsa fish. So, somewhere the king wanted the someone that who can stop people talking regarding hilsa fish. So, here in the next picture we will see here king, and here it's Gopal, and must be any courtier of the court there. And see what the king says there. Not even Gopal, no other person is doing this work, can do this work, but even Gopal, it means Gopal must be very famous for his different skills. And the king expected from Gopal, but even king thought that Gopal is also not able to stop people talking about the hilsa fish. So, not even Gopal can stop anyone from talking about hilsa fish, not even for 5 minutes. And the king told very clearly, even Gopal also is not able to stop people from talking even for 5 minutes. So, afterward, the reply from Gopal is, "Oh, I think I could, Your Majesty." Gopal very confidently said to the king, "Oh, it's not like that. I think I could, I can. And Your Majesty, I will stop people from talking about hilsa fish. I can do that." See, the king then afterward, what did he say? Then let me see. Then let me see you buy a huge hilsa and bring it to the palace without anyone asking you a word about it. Huge means big. You just king just challenged Gopal to bring buy a hilsa huge hilsa fish. Mean a big hilsa fish. You just go to market and buy one big hilsa fish there and bring it to the palace, and no one should talk about, or no one should ask you about about that hilsa fish a single word also. So, when you go and buy one huge hilsa fish and bring it to the palace, no one should talk or ask about the hilsa fish a single word also. So, that was the challenge given or thrown by the king. And here, see, I accept the challenge, Your Majesty. And he told the king that I accept the challenge. I will go to the market, I will buy a big hilsa fish, and I will bring it to the palace, and no one would ask me anything about the hilsa fish. So, here Gopal accepted the challenge which was thrown by the, or which was given by the king. So, here see in the next, here in this picture we can understand this picture must be of his family, that one lady is there and Gopal is there. Gopal is doing something. Gopal must have thought something. Gopal must have some idea about that. That's why he accepted the challenge. And now see here, a few days later, when he accepted the challenge, so after some days, then he started to do something in his house there, and she must be his wife there. And what did she say? Why is your face half shaven? So, see here, here we can see very well his head was half shaven there, and his wife must be so surprised, so shocked to see this. and she asked to her husband, Mr. Gopal, why your head or face is half shaven? Your face is half shaven here. So I am dressing up to buy a fish. So Gopal replied to his wife that he's dressing up to buy a fish, and she must be shocked. So what kind of dressing? It's when someone need to go to the market to buy a hilsa fish. What is the need of such half shave and all the things? So it's strange. She got shocked because of this kind of shaving by the Gopal. And now in the next picture again, so Gopal continued his work there. Whatever he was doing, no, in the beginning she was shocked that his face was half shaven. Then afterward, again he started to do something different. See, he is applying something to his face there, and how she is looking towards him. She was so shocked there, and she asked, "What's the matter with you? Why are you smearing yourself with ash?" And it's nothing but ash in this plate here. And Gopal was just applying some ash to his face there, and his wife was so shocked by the activities done by the Gopal there. So he replied there, "I told you I'm dressing up to buy hilsa fish." And again the same reply by the Gopal, "I'm telling you, I'm dressing up to buy a hilsa fish." So definitely his wife must be shocked that he's doing something strange, and whenever she's asking, the same reply, the same answer was given by the Gopal, and that he used to tell that he was dressing up to buy a hilsa fish. Then see what happened next in the next picture. So this was the two situations in his house there. First of all, she was shocked when his face was half shaven, and then next he started to smear some ash to his face there. Then afterward, see, she's trying to talk with him something, but Gopal just left the home there, and he's going somewhere. So what does she asked him here? "Listen to me, please. You can't possibly go out in those disgraceful rags. And what are you up to?" So try to understand here the meaning of these comments or the words there by that's Gopal's wife. "Listen to me, please. You can't possibly go out in those disgraceful rags." Racks mean, see, here different pieces there on the shirt. So this kind of shirt or dress you have wore there, and in this dress it's not possible to go outside there. You're thinking to go in the market, even it is not good to go outside there, out of the house, in such kind of disgraceful, it means, so such kind of dirty dress you have, and in that dirty dress you are going there out of house there, and you have decided and you are thinking to go to the market to buy the hilsa fish. And she was really shocked. She was not able to understand what is happening to Gopal there. And see, then the reply by the Gopal, "How many times must I tell you, woman, I'm out to buy a huge hilsa fish?" Again, the same repetition by the Gopal. "How many times must I tell you, or shall I tell you, woman, I'm going to buy a huge hilsa fish?" That he told very clearly that he has decided to buy the hilsa fish, and according to that only his dressing and all the things preparation it was going on, and now he started to move to the market there to buy the hilsa fish, and his wife was helpless. She was not having any kind of option there. And see, now from house, she's shockingly watching to her husband there, and now he is going to the market there, and it's happened to him he has gone mad. And she says that what happened to him, and he has got mad. He became mad. He is not listening anything, and something strange he's doing. I'm asking him, but he's giving same kind of reply. And now she uttered to mutter to herself, and she said that he has gone mad. So that kind of activities he is doing, that she thought that her husband, mean Gopal, became mad. So students, in this chapter, this is the first part, and then afterward we will see when he starts to walk on the road, then what will happen on the road there, how people will observe him, what will they think, how he goes to the market there, how he buys the hilsa fish, how he reaches to the palace there, what will happen in the palace, what will be the reply by the king there, whether other people won't be able to talk about the hilsa fish, and what will happen in the next part of the story, that we will see in next part. But till then, in this story, you once again go through the story and observe the pictures very carefully, and read the comments which are given there. You will also understand it very clearly. Thank you.